Welcome to A Note for God channel. Thank you so much for watching the replay or the live. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I definitely want to hit that 100 just so I can customize my link. It's the little things that make us happy. So definitely don't forget to subscribe. And when you're done, in the comment section, say, I am done. And also make sure to share this video out with others. Don't forget, before we get started, go check out at anoteforgod.com where you will get a 5-day free devotional. There's also my 30-day daily devotional. And I think you're going to probably want to get it after you hear this video. I was going to say presentation. It is a presentation, but it's a little bit something different. So definitely go to anoteforgod.com. So you get that. All right, so let's get started. The reason I said it's a little bit different is because this is really something for you to start thinking about, right? We are already at the end of November, like today's the last day of November. Tomorrow's December. And this is really when people start thinking about like goals, resolutions, all that stuff, right? But before you even get into your resolutions and all that stuff, today's presentation or today's topic is start with a strong why, right? I think most of us like to, take our little paper journal and just start writing things down, and we don't finish it or we don't even start doing it. It's January 5th and we're like, yeah, forget that list, right? But I think the key component to finishing or doing or accomplishing those goals is start with the strong why, right? It reminded me of this verse, and I'm going to tell you why. But let me read the verse first. Luke 14:28. But don't begin until you can count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost to see if there's enough money to finish it? And I thought to myself, like, why am I thinking about this verse? Because the topic is start with the strong why. But it's because you have to plan out everything. Things just don't happen just because, right? This particular person didn't plan for it. For who would begin construction of a building without first calculating the cost, right? Like if a company's building a building, they're not going to be like, just go ahead and go do it, right? And then they're like, well, all the money ran out. Well, we didn't calculate it was going to be that much, or we didn't even calculate it, right? So why is it that with our lives, we don't calculate everything to detail, right? So that's really what why I thought about that specific verse. Before I go to the next slide, one of the things I do want to emphasize is that when you get specific to the part, because I don't want to forget this, when you get to the specific part of writing your why in detail, I also want you to write as to what will happen. How would you feel if you don't accomplish that why, right? We often write, this is my why. Kids, family, money, whatever, right? And it's all great, right? Because you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel great. But then we don't think about what would happen if we do not, right? We don't put ourselves in that position, right? So how do I start? A lot of us are even asking like, well, how do I even get started? It's almost December. We have no time. Pause one moment, block a few hours. If that means you have to go to like Starbucks, your library, your favorite restaurant, I don't know, by yourself, or if you're married, just tell your husband or your wife and be like, hey, I just need a few hours alone to write down my goals and my why, right? What is your focus? I would really say to stick with one, pick one to start, whether it's your business, your relationship, your career, your fitness, your finances, whatever, right? Start one and then work with another one and another one. I'm not telling you to do all of them. If you just want to start off with, let's say, the first quarter, I just want to focus on my fitness. That's fine, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to do other stuff. It doesn't mean you're not going to go and balance your checkbook, right? It just means that the first quarter, you're just going to focus on your fitness goals. That is your goal. That is going to be your why. So pick one. I mean, if you want to do two for the quarter, that's fine too. But I don't want you to get so overwhelmed that come January 5th, 10th, whatever, you're like, forget this. This is too much, right? This is too much. So definitely pick one to start off. Here we go. Pick one off to start. Start writing your why in full detail. And I've heard this over and over and over by so many speakers and so many people, in full detail, not just because I want to be a better mom, like full detail. Who will benefit from this if once you accomplish this specific why or goal? How would you feel? Like really immerse yourself into that feeling. How are you going to feel? um why is this your why, right? So important. Why are you focused on this now, right? Why the first quarter? And I really am emphasizing like the first quarter, right? Because I want you to start doing this in the month of December, because we literally, tomorrow's December 1st, we have 31 days. That way you don't feel rushed. Take some time. Okay, I'm gonna look at my calendar. When can I block some time off? And I'm gonna start doing this. So when December 31st hits, you already have your why. You already have that written down. Possibly your vision board, possibly a goal board, a board. I mean, something that you're going to see it, but you're taking your time. When January 1st starts, you will be ready and not rushing, right? Because then in January, you're like, oh, New Year's, this happens, that happens. And then you didn't take time to write down the specific why. And another thing I want you to do is write down everything you need to do to accomplish that specific goal or that why, right? Let's go into finances, right? Let's go into finance. I think everybody does fitness. Let's go into finances. My why is to make, let's just say, $10,000 extra a month. Let's just say that's my why, one of my goals. Why you wrote down your why. I want to provide money for my family. I want to provide monthly vacations, whatever your why is, right? Now I want you to write down everything you need to do to accomplish that goal. I mean, every single step, ideas that are coming in. This is why it's so important to really take time alone, away from distractions. I know, guilty, because I'm a mom of two young ones. Sometimes that's hard, right? So we might have to wake up a little bit earlier or stay up a little bit later, because in that silence, you get a whole bunch of ideas, right? God starts speaking to you like, hey, this. So write down everything you need to do to accomplish that goal. So I think I said finances, right? Perhaps I need to open up another checking account. Okay, which bank am I going to go to? I need to do research on which specific bank is not going to charge me nowadays just to open a simple checking account or a savings account, whatever have you. If and with those finances, it kind of means I'm going to have a business. Okay, how much money do I have to get for that business license? And like what I'm trying to emphasize is write every single step down. At first, it's going to seem like, oh my God, it's just so much. It's overwhelming. Like I have 3 pages of things. But remember, you are not doing all those steps in one day. Like that's not going to happen, right? If your goal is to make $10,000 a month, it's not going to happen that first day, right? So don't feel overwhelmed. I just want you to write every single step down so you realize what it takes to accomplish that, right? And then obviously, it leads to then start to break those steps down and start to execute. That is the most important thing. Then start to break those steps down. Like, okay, come January, or at the end of December, come January, where or what bank am I going to go open up my account? Okay, I'm going to make a phone call, or I'm just going to make an appointment, whatever. It's going to be on this date. I want to make $10,000 extra a month. I need to look at different affiliate marketing programs. Okay, so which ones am I going to look at on these specific days? Breaking it down step by step is going to be so much easier because now you're taking your list and now you're saying, okay, on these specific days, I'm going to do this. And then you're going to start seeing your list kind of go down and do, and you're like, oh, wow, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't as hard as I thought, right? Because I think that when we just happen to say, like, oh, I want to lose weight and my why is because I want to be healthier, and we just leave it at that, it's never really going to happen, right? Do you need to hire a personal trainer? What gym are you going to go to? How many times a week are you going to work out? If you're not eating healthy, how are you going to eat healthier now, right? So starting to break down those steps is such an important part, and do not feel overwhelmed. One of the things I want to emphasize is if you didn't finish whatever task on the day you said you were going to do it, it's okay, right? I think we sometimes you're too hard on ourselves and we're like, oh my God, I'm just going to give up, right? And you're like, it's January 5th. Like, it's okay if life happens, right? Things happen. Like maybe you're called into work, you get sick, your kids get sick, whatever, right? You just want to take a day off to take your kids to the movie. I don't know. It's okay. But the most important thing is to start to execute those goals, right? Those little tasks. And I'm going to say this, the reason you wrote your why and your what will happen if I don't accomplish this, that's where you're going to go back and read that. Because sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes we get unmotivated. Sometimes we're like, forget this, it's not that serious. But when we read that, what will happen? What will happen if I don't accomplish this? Why? That might just spark something in you, like, you know what? It's not that bad. I'll just go finish this, or I'll go do that workout. You know what? Or if I'm trying to be better with my finances, starting budgeting, maybe I don't need that extra whatever, right? Because sometimes just reading that, what will happen if I don't accomplish, it's like, ooh, the little sting there. You're like, okay, right? So definitely, I want you to take some time for the month of December. Let me go back. The month of December, and start with a why, a strong why, something that you're going to be so passionate, something that you're like, wow, this is truly going to make me accomplish whatever task, whatever is it that you want to accomplish, right? Start off with a strong why. Block out a few hours, focus. What are you focusing on? Your business, relationship, career, fitness, or finances, or whatever else you want to put in there. And like I said, I would just focus maybe on one or two. Maybe you want to do it per month. Maybe you want to do it per quarter. That is totally up to you, but that's something to really think about as to what is it that I want to focus on, right? I think that 2020 and this whole, 2020, 2019, with this whole pandemic, I think a lot of people kind of lost that drive, right? Kind of lost their routine, because it's like, well, now you work at home, you stay at home, like, what do I do, right? So I think it's time for us to get back in that, right? Get back in whatever you used to do, whether it's your vision boards, your why, your goals, and just get back to it, right? And focus on that and get remotivated to do that you want to accomplish. All right. So definitely tell me below in the comments, what are you going to be focusing on for the first month or for the first quarter of 2022? Can you believe that? 2022. What are you going to be focusing on? On your business, relationship, career, fitness, or finances? What is it you're going to be focusing on? Did you see my big old jug of water? That's the best thing ever. But definitely let me know below, and do not forget to subscribe to A Note for God. And I hope you enjoyed this video today. We need to get back to having those goals and visions. All right, see you the next time.